Okay, we're going to read Amos here so you can see what I'm talking about. The words of Amos, who was among the herdsmen of Tekoa, whatever that is, which he saw concerning Yasharal in the days of Uzziah, sovereign of Yehuda, and in the days of Jeroboam, son of Joash, sovereign of Yasharal, 2 years before the earthquake. I'd like to know what that earthquake was. And he said, Yahuwah roars from Sion and gives forth his voice from Jerusalem. And the pastures of the shepherds shall mourn, and the top of Carmel shall wither. Thus said Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Damascus, and for 4 I do not turn it back, because they threshed Gilad with threshing implements of iron. But I shall send fire upon the house of Hazael, and it shall consume the palaces of Ben-Hadad. And I shall break the bar of Damascus, and cut off the inhabitant from the valley of Awin, and the one who holds the scepter from Beth Eden. And the people of Aram shall go exiled to Kir, said Yahuwah. Thus says Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Azah, and for 4 I do not turn it back, because they took into exile an entire exile, to surrender it to Edom. But I shall send fire upon the wall of Azah, and it shall consume its palaces, and I shall cut off the inhabitant from Ashad, and the one who holds the scepter from Ashkelon. And I shall turn my hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, said the Master Yahuwah. Thus said Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Sor, and for 4 I do not turn it back, because they surrendered an entire exile to Edom, and did not remember the brotherly covenant. But I shall send fire upon the wall of Sor, and it shall consume its palaces. Thus said Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I do not turn it back, because he pursued his brother with the sword, and cast off all compassion, and his displeasure tore incessantly, and he kept his wrath forever. But I shall send fire upon Taman, and it shall consume the palaces of Bashar. Thus said Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, and for 4 I do not turn it back. When I read Ammon right there, I thought of Ammon Bundy, out there by where we're talking about in Utah. If you remember the whole story with the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, when they took over that ranch or whatever over there, and they killed the guy that was with Ammon Bundy and all this stuff. I don't know why I just thought of that. There's so much stuff that kind of points to Utah and that area where Grand Junction is. And look, you've seen that article. I'll show you again if I have to. It said the first case of the Delta variant was found in Grand Junction, Colorado. I can show you that the 6-pointed star, you should know, is 1 triangle aiming up, 1 triangle aiming down. That's the same as the Freemasonic symbol of the compass and the square. And that is, if you do your own research, I've showed y'all in prior videos, and it's the same as the 6-pointed star. It's the sex act, the union of a male and a female, combining the opposites. That is what the 6-pointed star is. It is male and female, good and bad, good and evil, light and darkness, up and down. That's what it is. And I'll show you. I'll take you all through it again just to give you a recap of the reason Abba has been showing me this. It's been the same consistent trajectory, showing me, bringing me to the point of you either are are prideful or humble. You're either proud or meek. You can't be in the middle. If you're lukewarm, he's going to vomit you out of his mouth. He wants you to be either humble, or if you're the opposite of humble, you're not coming. Neither if you're in the middle, you're not coming. You have to remain humble, and it is something that you can work on, but you have to catch yourself when someone goes to start making fun of someone and saying, "Look at this guy, he's gonna try to tell us like he knows." You cannot act that way. You got to say, "Hold on, no, let's hear him out. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he is onto something here. Let's listen to this." Okay, verse 14. So I shall kindle a fire upon the wall of Rabbah, and it shall consume its palaces with a shout in the day of battle, with a storm in the day of the whirlwind. Some of my messages that I first started out was about the whirlwind. It was about Baal. All of this is about Baal. I started out by telling y'all that the courthouses are Baal temples, that the sheriffs and police, they're Baal priests. Just like when Jezebel sent the 450 Baal priests, it would be like today sending 450 cops out looking for Elijah. Elijah. And what did Elijah do? It said that Elijah, the spirit Elijah, would be here. What did Elijah do? He warred against Jezebel, against the Baal priest, okay? And it says in the description of Baal that he rides in the whirlwind. When Bush was inaugurated, he said, "Do you not think that an angel directs this storm and rides in the whirlwind?" That's what this is all about. What is a star? In the Bible, it tells us that a star is an angel. The Great Seal, it's an eagle that's got 6-pointed stars on it. It sits inside of a 6-pointed star. It has 13 arrows, and they say that's the symbol of war, right? There's 13 stars. If there's 13 stars, that must be a symbol that there's 13 fallen angels that are ahead of these things. I don't know why. That's what has to be what it is. And their sovereign shall go into exile, he and his heads together, said Yahuwah. I'm guessing that that's probably a angel right there that he's talking about. Chapter 2. Thus said Yahuwah. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. Verse 1. Thus said Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Moab, and for 4 I do not turn it back, because he burned the bones of the sovereign. Wait, are we on chapter 2? Yeah. Because he burned the bones of the sovereign of Edom to lime. But I shall send fire upon Moab, and it shall consume the palaces of Kirath, and Moab shall die amid uproar, with a cry and with the voice of a shofar. Are we in an uproar right now? And I shall cut off the judge from its midst, and kill all its heads with him, said Yahuwah. Thus said Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Yehudah, and for 4 I do not turn it back, because they have rejected the Torah of Yahuwah. Does that sound familiar? And did not guard his laws, and their lies after which their fathers walked lead them astray. But I shall send fire upon Yehudah, and it shall consume the palaces of Jerusalem. Thus said Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Yasharal, and for 4 I do not turn it back, because they sell the righteous for silver, and the poor for a pair of sandals. Quick question. Back then, in Israel. Now, look, before I go any further, I'm sorry about that. This guy keeps calling me. He works for me. Look, there's the reason I even come back with this video to try to, sum up all the stuff that Abba has showed me, and to, try to do a recap and to bring into focus the vital importance, the huge importance of understanding whether you are being humble, acting with humility, or acting with pride. If you are meek or not. The reason I did that, I wasn't going to. I was just going to go on further about the triangle, how it labeled. They used it in the Holocaust in Nazi Germany. I was going to go on with that. But look, this guy got on my post in Facebook, and he trolled me. And he trolled a couple of my posts, and he acted like he was being a good guy, Well, before it was over with, he was cussing me out, and he was telling me how he could do it so much better. He was saying, you need to do this and that. If you're going to make a video, you need to not be in your truck and calling yourself Big D and blah, 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 blah. Look, this guy keeps calling me. I'm going to tell you something. The Most High showed me truths that no one is talking about, that is vital. It's going to kill people that don't understand these things. I can show you they're going to die, okay? Should I have told the Most High, should I, when I saw those things, should I said, I'm not going to share this truth with anybody because I don't know how to make a video. I don't have time or a computer or the skills to sit down and edit and make this video professional. I'm out in my truck right now because I'm a single father, single dad. I can't make a video inside without my children up the crack of my butt. I have people calling me. I'm a contractor. I got customers calling me. I only got one phone number, and that's this one. I don't have the time or the resources, the tools, nothing to do what that guy was insisting that I do. So, being how that's the case, should I just not share this truth with y'all? Should I not try to bring to you what the Most High has showed me? And if you think that it's not the Most High showing me these truths, and if you think these truths aren't that important, what's your evidence for that? Do you have evidence to say that these shouldn't even be discussed, or that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing? If you do, let's hear them. If you don't, if you're just saying that because you think I'm full of shit, let's hear the evidence for that. If you can't give us evidence, you're being prideful. You're not paying attention to the message here. You're not, if you're somebody that just thought to yourself, he's full of crap, he doesn't have truth. The tree in the garden, tree of the knowledge of good and evil, that's not the doctrine of that the Masons base their whole idea on. The tree of life that they have, and the six-pointed star, and it's all related with 666, the mark of the beast, the Delta variant, all this stuff. That's not related. Okay, well, where's your evidence? I'm showing you my evidence. I'm trying to bring it to you the best I can. If you don't have any evidence and you're just saying that it's not true because you just don't want it to be true, or you just don't believe it because it's coming from me, or because I'm not some professional content creator on YouTube, whatever the case may be, you've come up to justify your conclusion in your mind. That is coming from pride. That was the sin in the garden. It was the sin that got the serpent, Satan, cast out from the presence of the Most High. It got Adam and Eve cast out of the garden from the presence of the Most High. And the reason it was a curse, it cursed mankind, and it's still cursing us to this day. Okay? It didn't just bring a curse and just caused us to just start in our bodies to just start deteriorating and dying and everything. No, look at this. It brought about people wanting to do their own will. When we wake up every day, we face the battle of whether or not we're going to remain humble or be prideful and do what we want to do. That's what it boils down to. You either lean on his understanding or your own. Satanists, their motto, do what thou will shall be the whole of the law. When it comes to us following the Most High, his children, we do what the Most High has willed. We bring glory to him. That's the whole of our law, of our doctrine, of our constitution. We do what he has asked us to do. He's our Father. We are babies. We don't have the knowledge to do it our way. When we do it our way, we die. We pass it on down to our children. They die. We do it his way, we live, and we got to do it sincerely, genuinely wanting to do it in the way he has showed us. You got to do it his way. So I don't have the resources to make a proper video, but I can give you what the Most High has given me. If you will humble yourself and listen, you can gain this knowledge. You can understand the severity of your actions, whether they're prideful or humble, and then you'll guard your step, every step you take, and make sure you're acting with humility or with pride. And they lie down by every slaughter place on garments taken in pledge, garments taken in pledge. I'm just thinking that that's stuff that they've financed. It's like a credit card. And in the house of their mighty one, they drink the wine of those who have been fined. That reminds me of these Catholic churches that drinking their wine for their commune. Yet I destroyed the Amorite before them, whose height was like the height of the cedars, and he was as strong as the oaks. Yet I destroyed his fruit from above, and his roots from beneath. As above, so below. And look, this land, America, was the land of the giants at one time. There was ancient people here. That valley of the gods in Moab out there by where I just showed you, you can't find too much about that place. It's called the Valley of the Gods. It's also called the land of the ancients. And I'm going to show you that before we get off here. And I brought you up from the land of Mitzrayim and led you 40 years to the wilderness to possess the land of the Amorite. And I raised up some of your sons as prophets and some of your young as some of your young men as Nazarites. Make sure we're still recording. But you made the Nazarites drink wine and commanded the prophets, saying, do not prophesy. Right there, that's what I'm talking about. You've commanded the prophets, don't prophesy. You know how many people tell me to shut the hell up every day? That I don't know what I'm talking about. They don't hear me out. I could understand if they would hear what I'm saying and they could show me with evidence and prove to me why I should shut up. And if they had some good evidence showing me why I should shut up, and if it was aligned with the word of the Most High, I would shut the hell up. But ain't nobody they just want me to shut up, even when it's truth. When I talk about Christmas being Saturnalia, they want me to shut up. When I talk about the cross being the sign of Tammuz, they want me to shut up. When I talk about people being prideful, they want me to shut up. They don't want me speaking the word of the Most High. And guess what you can call that? If you yourself, if you're speaking the truthful words of the Most High, you're prophesying. Yes, you are. These people say, do not prophesy. See, I am weighed down by you, Yahuwah said, as a wagon is weighed down when filled with sheaves, and a place to flee shall perish from the swift, and the strong not fortify his power, and the mighty not save his life, and he who handles the bow not stand, and the swift of foot not save, nor he who rides a horse save his life, and the one potent of his heart among the mighty flee naked in that day, declares Yahuwah. Hear this word that Yahuwah has spoken against you, O children of Yasharal, against the entire clan which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you alone have I known of all the clans of the earth, therefore I punish you for all your crookedness. Would two walk together without having met? See how that is? See how it's all coming, it's bringing into focus what I'm telling you, what he's been showing me about the tree in the garden, the sin of pride. All sin can be equated to pride and doing what you want to do. Does a lion roar in the forest when he has no prey? Does a young lion give forth his voice out of his den unless he has caught? Does a bird fall into a snare on the earth where there is no trap for it? Does a snare spring up from the earth if it has not captured prey? If a shofar is blown in a city, do the people not tremble? If there is calamity in a city, shall not Yahuwah have done it? For the Master Yahuwah does no matter unless he reveals it, his secret, to his servants the prophets. A lion has roared. Who is not afraid? The Master Yahuwah has spoken. Who would not prophesy? Who would not? I'm not. I'm gonna. I'm not gonna be that one that's not going to. I'm going to. And just like Moses said, he said, I'm not a very good speaker. I'm not eloquent when I speak. The Master Yahuwah said, don't worry about what you're going to speak. Do you think that when he got before Pharaoh that it was just perfected speech coming out of his mouth? No, I'm sure he still had stuttering issues and stuff, but the point that Yahuwah the point of Yahuwah's message still came out of his mouth, and anyone that had ears to hear, that was willing to listen to what he was saying, understood the message. Just like Jeremiah. He said, I'm a young kid, I can't talk. Yahuwah said, don't say you're a young kid, I'll speak for you. This is the same thing, the same things happened over and over again. Cry out at the palaces in Ashad and at the palaces in the land of Egypt, and say, gather on the mountains of Samaria, and see the many unrest in her midst, and the oppressed ones within her. But they do not know to do what is right, declares Yahuwah, these who store up plunder and loot in their palaces. Look, in their palaces, that what I'm thinking, there ain't never been a land with the amount of palaces like there is here in America, like America is. Pretty much everyone's got a big, nice house, couple bathrooms in it, 2-3 car garage, pools, driveways. I don't think in Israel back then there wasn't palaces everywhere like there is over here today and over there now. Therefore thus said the Master Yahuwah, an enemy even all around the land, and he shall bring down your strength from you, and your palaces shall be plundered. Thus said Yahuwah, as a shepherd rescues from the mouth of a lion 2 legs or a piece of an ear, so are the children of Yasharal who dwell in Samaria to be rescued, in the corner of a bed and on the edge of a couch. Hear and witness against the house of Jacob, declares the Master Yahuwah, the Most High of Hosts. For in the day I visit Yasharal for their transgressions, I shall also punish concerning the slaughter places of Bethel. And the horns of the slaughter place shall be broken, and they shall fall to the ground, and I shall strike the winter house along with the summer house. And the house of ivory shall perish, and the great houses shall be swept away, declares Yahuwah. Hear this word, you cows of Bashan, who are on the mountain of Samaria, who are oppressing the poor, who are crushing the needy, who are saying to their masters, bring wine, let us drink. The Master Yahuwah has sworn by his set apartness. See, days are coming upon you when he shall take you away with hooks, and your descendants with fish hooks, and let you go out at the breaches, each woman before her, and you shall be cast out toward Harmon, declares Yahuwah. Come to Bethel, and transgress to Gilgal. Increase transgression, and bring your slaughterings every morning, your tithes every 3 days, and burn an offering of thanksgiving with leaven. Proclaim voluntary offerings loudly, for you have loved this, you children of Yasharal, declares the Master Yahuwah. And I also gave you cleanness of teeth in all your cities, and lack of bread in all your places. But you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. And I also withheld rain from you 3 new moons before the harvest. Then I would send rain on one city, and on another city I would not send rain. One part was rained upon, and where it did not rain, the part would dry up. Then 2 or 3 cities would wander to another city to drink water, but they were not satisfied. But you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. I have stricken you with blight and with mildew. The creeping locust devoured your many gardens, and your vineyards, and your fig trees, and your olive trees. But you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. I have sent among you a plague in the way of Egypt. I have killed your young men with the sword, along with your captured horses. And I made the stench of your camps come up into your nostrils. But you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. I have overthrown some of you, as the Most High overthrown Sodom and Gomorrah, and you were like a burning stick plucked from the burning. But you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. Therefore I am doing this to you, O Yasharal. And because I do this to you, prepare to meet your mighty one, O Yasharal. For look, he who forms mountains and creates the wind, and declares to man what this thought is, and makes the morning darkness, and who treads the high places of the earth, Yahuwah the Most High of Hosts is his name. Hear this word which I take up against you, this lamentation, O house of Israel. The maiden of Yasharal has fallen, not to rise again. She lies forsaken on her land, with no one to lift her up. For thus says the Master Yahuwah, the city that goes out by 1,000 has 100 left, and that which goes out by 100 has 10 left to the house of Yasharal. For thus says Yahuwah to the house of Yasharal, seek me and live. But do not seek Bethel, nor enter Gilgal, nor pass over to Beersheba. For Gilgal shall certainly go into exile, and Bethel become a non-entity. Seek Yahuwah and live, lest he break out like fire upon the house of Yosef, and shall consume it with no one to quench it in Bethel. O you who are turning right ruling to wormwood and have cast down righteousness to earth, he who made Kemah and Kesel, and who turns the shadow of death into morning and darkened day into night, who is calling for the waters of the sea and pours them out on the face of the earth, Yahuwah is his name, who is flashing forth destruction upon the strong, so that the destruction comes upon the stronghold. They hated the one who reproves in the gate, and they despise the one who speaks the truth. Therefore, because you trample on the poor and take grain taxes from him, you have built houses of hewn stone, but you are not going to dwell in them. You have planted pleasant vineyards, but do not drink wine from them. For I know your transgressions are many and your sins are great, afflicting the righteous and accepting bribes and turning aside the poor at the gate. Therefore the wise keep silent at the time, for it is an evil time. Seek good and not evil, so that you live. And let Yahuwah the Most High of Hosts be with you as you have spoken. Hate evil, love good. Set up right ruling in the gate. It might be that Yahuwah the Most High of Hosts shows favor to the remnant of Joseph. Therefore Yahuwah the Most High of Hosts, Yahuwah said this, there is wailing in all open squares, and in all the streets they say, Alas, alas, and shall call the farmer to mourning, and the skilled lamenters to wailing. And in all vineyards there is wailing, for I pass through your midst. Said Yahuwah, woe to you who are longing for the day of Yahuwah. What does the day of Yahuwah mean to you? It is darkness and not light. As when a man flees from a lion, and a bear shall meet him, or entered his house, rested his hand on the wall, and a serpent shall bite him. And not the day of Yahuwah, is not the day of Yahuwah darkness and not light? Is it not very dark with no brightness in it? I have hated, I have despised your festivals, and I am not pleased with your assemblies. Though you offer me ascending offerings and your grain offerings, I don't accept them, nor do I look on your fat and peace offerings. Take away from me the noise of your songs, for I do not hear the sound of your stringed instruments. And let right ruling roll on like water, and righteousness like a mighty stream. You brought me slaughterings and meal offerings in the wilderness for 40 years, O house of Yasharal. But you took up Sukkot. You took up Sukkot with your sovereign Cain. Who is Cain? Well, that's Remphan. That's Molech. Your idols, your astral mighty ones which you made for yourselves. Therefore I shall send you into exile beyond Damascus, said Yahuwah the Most High of Hosts. That is his name. Let's see Acts 7:43 real quick. Just like I've been telling you, this all intertwines. Let me show you. Those that can show themselves approved, they already know what I'm talking about, where I'm heading right now. And you took up the tent of Molech and the star of your mighty one Cain, images which you made to bow before them. What star am I talking about? Let me show you. Right there. That good old hexagram that you love. A 6-pointed star. Let me see if we can find the Wikipedia on this real quick. That's the best one I can show you. Where'd it go? Here's the tree of life right here. It has the 6-pointed star in the middle of it. I guess I'm going to have to just type this in, I guess. Hexagram. Hexagon. Same thing. Let's find the Wikipedia of hexagram here. Now, I had this saved. There's no reason for this not to be on here. It didn't show up. They like to mess with me, but look, a hexagram, or sexagram in Latin, 6-pointed star. Right there. That is your star of Remphan. That's what I've been talking about. It is the combining of two triangles, one up, one down, okay? Usage in Freemasonry. And interlacing triangles, or deltas, symbolize the union of two principles of forces, the active and passive, male and female, pervading the universe. The two triangles, one white and black, interlacing, typify mingling of apparent opposites in nature, darkness and light, error and truth, ignorance and wisdom, evil and good. That's what this is. Do you see how this is all connected? You see that? That's what this is about. Let me show you here. Let me go back. And I'll just take you through these things I've saved here. Okay. That right there, the Anakarana, that is in the Operation Warp Speed. That is what we just were looking at. The 6-pointed star. It's within it. It can all be related and intertwined and showed. I can show you how it's the same thing. They're all the same. There's the pyramid, and it is the space above the mercy seat. There's the delta right here. No. What you just seen there before it took off on me was the delta right here. Shoot, sorry guys. Yeah, you seen it anyways. I'm going to show you in my gallery here. This is the lambda. We know that's a variant. It's got to do with wavelengths. There's the delta right there, triangle. Here's the mercy seat. That's why it's a triangle, because it's the space underneath the wings of the cherub. They're all connected. Alright, so you see, he led me to Moab because that is where the first citizen isolation center was established in America back in World War II. Designated troublemakers by War Relocation Authority. Camp directors were imprisoned at Moab. U.S. citizens could not be sent to the Department of Justice or U.S. Army internment camps. Located at Dalton Wells, 13 miles north of Moab in southeastern Utah. Summer temperatures reach the high of 90, okay, whatever that is. And like I told you, right near that place, near Moab, is, I'm going to save that quick. If I ever go to show you, I won't be able to find it, because that's what happens. Let's, the Valley of the Gods. That's right near Moab, okay? Let's read a little bit about this real quick in Wikipedia. The Valley of the Gods is a scenic sandstone valley near Mexican Hat in San Juan County, southeastern Utah, United States, formerly part of Bears Ears National Monument. Valley of the Gods is located north of Monument Valley, across the San Juan River, and has rock formations similar to those in Monument Valley with trail, reddish-brown mesas, buttes, towers, and mushroom rocks, remnants of an ancient landscape. On December 4th, what year? 2017. President Donald Trump issued a proclamation that reduced the area of Bears Ears National Monument, proclaimed by Obama in 2016, with new monument boundaries that exclude the Valley of the Gods. The area remains protected by who? The Bureau of Land Management. And I was mentioning Ammon Bundy. Who did he fight against out there over them seizing that property? It was the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management. Yeah. And in the Valley of the Gods, there's a specific trail there. And one other thing to note too, this is where that huge uranium deposit is, where the BLM and Hillary Clinton sold it to Russia, that big deposit. Let's see if we can find the Trail of the Ancients here. I was just looking at it. What the heck? Right here. Trail of the Ancients. Includes Monument Valley. Wikipedia. Fallen Roof. Why would they call this the Trail of the Ancients? And answer me this one. Why is there arches all over the place out here in the Monument Valley area? Let's see if we can go through this map here, where you can see there's arches everywhere. There's unique parts of this landscape that's just unbelievable. And could these arches have really just formed naturally by themselves like this? Look at that thing there. Oh, that's a movie, I guess. Well, for some reason, I'm not finding them again. Wouldn't you know it? These things, man, I promise you. Moab arches. Here we go. See if we can see them. See these things? Now, how did they get there? They just got there by themselves, and we know about the Arch of Baal. Okay, let's go to YouTube. It says that the nations would be roaring, or in around this time that there would be upheaval, that the nations would be just in distress, right, during the tribulation. Let's see if we can find freedom marches. And these are recent. These are like yesterday is what I'm talking about. And I've been watching them. I've seen them. Now look, they're gonna try to deviate and take me here one day. Anti-lockdown. Let's see what this is.
You got the... It's off the way. Crowd is certainly getting bigger. They're very passionate. I've just been struck in.
I seen somewhere in here where New York was doing this. The nations are distressed. The people, the Big Apple right here. And did you notice those uniforms that the police in Australia were wearing? Let's just look at that one more time. Right here. This was one day ago. those uniforms right there? No. Let's see if we can find this trailer that I played a couple days ago. I think this is it. What year? 2017.
What is gray state?
Notice the triangle?
Every enemy of the state!
Gray state is
Every enemy of the state!
Gray state is less a movie than it is a warning. We do not live in a dictatorship, but we do live in a police state. What we're going to see is the unveiling of this gray state foisted upon America. Americans believe that they can't do anything. And day by day, they're becoming correct. It's a game of numbers, and we're losing.
This isn't the one that I wanted to show y'all. If I can just find it here. There we go.
Sit rep as follows.
Transaction approved.
No, they're here already.
Tommy.
Since last night's declaration of martial law, soldiers are moving into secure key areas.
Response to UN presence in Minneapolis.
Last night I dreamt about how things were,
Of every enemy of the state!
and then I woke up here.
get the pick up the line.
I'm on my knees! And it's not right! It's not right what you are doing! I'm 48 years of age!
The crowd is certainly getting bigger. They're very passionate. I've just been struck in the back of the head by a can. That really hurt. I've been grabbed around the neck today. I've had urine tipped on me. Now I've had a can of an energy drink thrown on me. Oh! Hey! Hey! Dude! Hey! Back off! Back off! Keep walking! Yeah. Leave him alone, mate.
Look, people. Most Christians deny the fact of the time that we're in. They deny this is tribulation. What did Yahusha say? He said it would be just like in the days of Noah. They would be drinking, giving each other, into marriage. They'd be happy. It's not going to be like these movies say that it's going to be some apocalyptic thing where the sky is going to be gray all the time and you're going to be like, it's like the book of Eli, you're out here wandering. No. People don't realize it. It says they still will not repent and turn from their evil ways. They will reject the prophets. They will try to tell them to stop prophesying. Look at these videos, folks, back through here that I made, that the Most High gave me. This one right here where it says the escape. Part 1 of that was blowing up. It was the best video as far as views that I've ever made. It had like 540 views within like 2 days, and they took it down. No telling where it would have went to. But it was the message showing that this is the time where the dragon is wroth with the woman and the remnant of her seed. It's showing that there's no Cobra Vampire 1-9. That it's actually the stomata virus, whatever, that they've made to suppress the God gene so they can identify the 144. They're trying to sift us out. But what's happening actually is the Most High is sifting us out, just like it says in Amos. Then this one, he showed me what the image of the beast was, that it's the television. He showed me that the beast is Christianity, basically, and that the heads of that are like the Freemasons And the Knights Templar that was beheaded in the French Revolution, that was the head that received the deadly head wound. He showed me what the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the garden was, that it's the doctrine of the Kabbalah, of the Freemasons. That, just like the serpent said, you will be like the Most High. The doctrine of the tree of life, of the Kabbalah tree, is that through certain steps, through your chakras, levels of heaven, you can go back to a level of divinity. Right there, right there. It shows that they put the that stomitis virus in mosquitoes, and it said in the Funvax quarterly review that they would put it in insects. He showed me that where those two lines of totality of the eclipse meet is Little Egypt. And down there, there's parks called the Parks of the Gods and the Ancients. There's all that stuff referencing the fallen angels and stuff. He showed me that the image of jealousy was the Statue of Liberty. The same thing. He showed me how these lambdas and delta variants are all connected to the 5th generation, the 5G, you know. The names of blasphemy is JC, Jesus, Iesus. Prove me wrong. He showed me that the symbol, the 6-pointed star, the Star of David, is the symbol of pride, and the symbol of 666, the mark of the beast. He showed me that Donald Trump is Abaddon. He showed me that the true Messiah that's found in Scripture is consuming the son of destruction, the man of lawlessness, which is Jesus Christ, with the spirit of his mouth, which is the spirit of truth. All this stuff he has showed me and brought me to the most important point that needs to be understood. Make sure you are remaining humble. Do not look down your nose at anyone, not even someone that's trying to kill you. Take any truth you can get, no matter where it comes from. Defend yourself, yes, at all cost. But don't deny truth, regardless of where it comes from. Take it, use it, and live. I love y'all, Mishpachah. Shalom, shalom. Till next time, peace out, D's out.